Hello, everybody, and welcome to Kids Changing the World. I'm your host, Adoma Pia. Today, we have an amazing show with a young man by the name of Alex Knoll. He's the founder of the Ability app, and I cannot wait to talk to him and share his story with the world. So without further ado, welcome. Hello, everybody. Hi, Alex.
How are you? Nice to see you.
Good. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you for having me.
Yes, audience, Alex is the founder of the Ability app, and he's going to tell you a little bit about that. Alex, could you please tell the audience a little about yourself and your journey?
Absolutely. Well, my name is Alex Knoll. I'm the founder of the Ability app. And the Ability app is a free app that helps people with disabilities find accessible locations around the world.
Wow, that's an amazing task that you're able to accomplish. What inspired you to create this app?
Sure. Well, I started the Ability app over 5 years ago now. I was 9 years old at the time. And what inspired the idea was when I saw a man in a wheelchair and he couldn't open a manual door at a business in my hometown. And at that moment, I didn't know if there was a resource like the Ability app that would have been able to show that person what accessible locations there were around his area that would have allowed him easier access.
That's very amazing that you're able to kind of recognize that need in your community.
Thank you.
That's so cool. I'm so inspired by that. In your process, did you kind of encounter any obstacles along the way?
Sure. Well, one of the biggest issues in the beginning was finding funding and resources to fully develop the app. As you may know, apps can be very expensive to maintain, to build right. So it took a long time to get all those resources together to make sure that the app was the best that it could be. And today we've got a great team that we've put together, and they're very excited along with me. We're very excited. We've got a great tool. We spent a couple of years saving up to actually make the app screen reader friendly, for example, for people who are blind. So we recently made that happen. So the app is able to be used by anyone now, especially with vision impairments and all of that. So it's accessible for everybody.
That's so cool that you're able to kind of take all of those into consideration. I believe there's so much that you can do to make sure that everybody's accounted for, and to have an app like that is really amazing. On your end, were you involved in the coding process?
Well, sure. Well, I've definitely made time to learn at the beginning, and now still. I'm not a full stack developer, so I've had to make sure that I get the right people together. I want to make sure that the app is perfect, it's usable for everybody. So I've had a lot of people that have helped me along the way, volunteers in the beginning who helped get the code base together, get the app put together, and they're the people that help put it together and where it is today. But I'm still learning. I hope to be more familiar with it in the future, but I'm able to speak with my team on some of the things that I want to see put into the app. But I'm learning. But I'm not a full stack developer yet, but I want to continue to learn and see the app succeed.
Yes, that's amazing. And with all things apps and technology, there's always growth and there's always room for improvement. So do you plan for updates in the future?
Absolutely. There are so many directions that the app can go. In the beginning right now, we are focusing on accessible locations, like I mentioned. So anybody with any type of disability can go and open the app and find accessible locations that meet their needs. We've got 4 categories on the app right now. We've got mobility, vision, hearing, and cognitive disabilities. And all of those features have their own categories in the app. At each of the businesses, you can go through, make a review, and there are those 4 categories. And under each of those categories, we've got individual axioms, individual features that pertain to that disability. So for example, people with vision impairments can open the app, find locations with braille menus. Somebody in a wheelchair can find a location with wheelchair ramps, an automatic door at the front that would allow them easier access. People with cognitive disabilities, sensory disabilities can find locations with quiet spaces, things like that. So that's where we're beginning right now. And we're also planning on in the future when we were actually going to add services into the app so people can find things like in-home care, grocery delivery. That's something that we're going to implement in the future. And then we're also thinking about adding employment opportunities for people with disabilities. So people with disabilities are able to find employment through the app. And there are a lot of things like that. The app can go in so many different directions, and we're hoping to implement those soon.
Those all sound so amazing to kind of incorporate into the day-to-day lives of these people who are differently abled, and it's really great that you're able to kind of put that foot forward.
Yeah.
Who has kind of responded, and how's the response been?
It's been fantastic. We are getting a lot of people every day opening up the app. We've got a web app right now, and we're working on getting it into the App Store, and we're hoping to do that soon. But we've got people all over the world, thousands of people that have signed up and are using the app. And anybody out there watching today can sign up on our website, theabilityapp.com. It's very easy. Just go out in your town, go out to any location, and it should be listed on the app. Any location listed in Google Maps is listed on the Ability app. So it's very easy to add that information on the accessibility on any business, any location. But it's been very positive. We've got a lot of people that are excited about using the app, and they're enjoying it so far.
That's great. You've been all over. You've really done the rounds, and people have heard your name far and wide. Could you talk a little bit about some of the exposure you've received?
Sure. Well, I've been on a lot of different media outlets throughout the process of the Ability app. One of the biggest one of the most exciting ones was when myself and the Ability app were featured on the Ellen DeGeneres show a couple of years ago. And that was a huge moment for me. She's one of my heroes, and she's an incredible person. And I was able to receive a check for the Ability app for $25,000 from her and Shutterfly on the show. And that really helped get the app moving forward with the development and all of that. So we added a lot of people onto the team at that point, and that really helped the app move forward. That was a huge moment. Also been on NBC Nightly News, BBC, Sky News over in Europe. So it's had a lot of exposure, and it's really helped get the word out about the Ability app and about accessibility as a whole.
Yes, that's incredible that you've been able to kind of reach all these different audiences, because a lot of people watch Ellen, and I'm sure the Europe outreach would have a totally different kind of demographic that it'd be reaching to. So that's really great that your app can really spread out to all these locations that are going to benefit from the Ability app. How have you kind of felt throughout this process? I know it's been kind of a long process that's gone on for a while, but how has it affected you?
Absolutely. Well, in the beginning, my family and I, we really weren't aware of the challenges that people with disabilities face. It was really a shock to see this person when the app kind of came about, that idea. And we were really surprised. We'd never really seen it before. And this whole process has really opened our eyes to the importance of accessibility and inclusion. And I really enjoy continuing to do that today. I've been speaking before coronavirus. I had a lot more speeches that I was giving, and all of the funds from those speeches went directly to the Ability app and the development of it. We haven't had as many right now with COVID. We want to make sure that we're doing it safely. But I've really enjoyed spreading the word about accessibility and inclusion. It's a passion of mine, and I want to make spread awareness about it. It's so important to treat everyone equally and make sure that accessibility and inclusion is top of mind.
Yes, thank you so much for that work. That's incredible. And we see your passion, we see your purpose in these efforts. What has your favorite experience been along this way?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I've had a lot of exciting experiences. Almost all of them I've enjoyed, but one of them was the Ellen show. That was the highlight of my life. That was pretty exciting. But I've also enjoyed speaking around the world. I've been able to speak at some pretty fun events over in Europe. I was able to talk about Ability app there around the United States and Canada, but that's been enjoyable. I love speaking to people and traveling and spreading the word about accessibility, but every experience I've enjoyed, it's all fun.
It sounds so amazing to experience and to live through. That's so great. Who's really helped you to kind of achieve those goals along your path?
Yeah, well, I've got a great team together. My parents have been very supportive. I've got a team put together. They've been so supportive. They're very excited to see the app moving forward. But I've had a lot of really kind people that have shown the way. A lot of people on volunteer work that have helped with the development process in the beginning. But I've had a lot of great supportive people, and that's important for anybody out there watching that wants to start a project. It's important to surround yourself with positive people that encourage you, and it's also been helpful to find people that have been in this space before, the app development space before, and the accessibility space, and also people with disabilities have really helped me tailor the app to their specific needs and how I can make it better. So it's important to surround yourself with positive people who also have a lot of insight in the area that you're in.
Yes, definitely. I can definitely agree with that. Along your path, you've definitely kind of filled your plate with a lot of things surrounding the Ability app. How do you balance it all?
Yeah, well, it can be a lot at times, but I still enjoy it. I make sure that I've got time in for schoolwork and the app. I've been doing a little bit of online. I don't know about what your situation with school, but we're doing 2 days a week in person at our school, and then the other 3 days online. But I'm able to balance it. I enjoy doing the Ability app, but I want to make sure that I've still got time put in place to work on it. But I balance it, and it actually works out quite well.
That's very encouraging to hear for anybody who's looking to kind of embark on a journey as big as the Ability app. That's insane to understand and to kind of grasp everything. But once you get a balance on it, you can really pursue your passion. That's really cool.
Thank you.
Do you have a message that you'd like to give to anybody who's looking to embark on a journey such as yours?
Yeah. Well, I love speaking to young entrepreneurs, for example, anybody that wants to solve a problem in the world. Really, what I did in the beginning, I found a problem in the world and I found a solution, and that can actually be one of the easiest parts, finding the problem that you want to tackle. So anybody out there that wants to do something in the world that's positive, just find a problem and come up with a solution for that. But it can be easy if you surround yourself with the right people. It takes a while, and it takes a lot of hard work, but it really is rewarding to see the positive work that you can do in the world, and reaching out to people that really need your project to help them. So it's great to see the positive impacts that the project has made.
Definitely. That's amazing that you have such inspirational words for all these young people and people who are looking to make a difference. Speaking of young people, you mentioned your school schedule. Are your classmates kind of involved in your work with the Ability app at all?
Yeah, well, I've got a couple of classmates actually that open the app every once in a while and go out and write reviews. Like I said, it's very easy. But I've had a lot of people from my school that are very supportive, and they're very excited about the project. They know the importance of accessibility and inclusion. So yeah, I mean that I've got a lot of great friends. They're very excited about the Ability app, and they've been supportive along the way. So it's been good to have such great friends.
Definitely, yes. It's always great to have a great support system surrounding you and people who are motivated about the work you're doing and encouraged. How have you kind of responded and reacted to the global pandemic?
Yeah, well, it's been different. We weren't expecting it. I don't think anybody was. But when we launched the app, we actually launched the app earlier this year, and we were planning on doing a large scale launch. We were actually planning events, in-person events, to get people using the app, a bunch of people together. And of course, with coronavirus, we wanted to be safe, so those were postponed. The app has kind of taken a different direction right now. We're actually focusing more on the engineering side, on the code base, and we want to make sure that we continue improving that. So it hasn't been what we expected, but we've kind of changed directions, and we're focusing on building up the database and the app, and make sure that it's better, getting better every day. So we're focusing on that, and then we're hoping that this coronavirus clears up soon, and we want to make sure that we're doing it safely. But then we'll continue pushing the app out and getting more people involved. But I think that day's coming. I think that it'll eventually be over, and we're looking forward to that day and getting the app launched on a larger scale.
Yes, that would definitely be an exciting day and exciting time for everybody who's followed the trace of the Ability app and followed the path that you've taken. I think that'll be very exciting when everybody can kind of celebrate together and understand how we can continue to improve the world for our friends who are differently abled and who have different needs. I think
Yeah.
it's really important the work you're doing, and I think it's really important the way that it continues to adapt and continues to evolve. How can people find out more about the Ability app or where to get it?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's very simple. Go to theabilityapp.com and you'll find the link to launch the web app. It's exactly the same as the app in the App Store will be, but it's just online right now. And they can go and open that web app and they can create an account. And once they've done that, they can go and explore the app, look for businesses and locations in their hometown. And it's very easy to write a review. Anybody can get involved, and that's going to help people with disabilities and their families find accessible locations with that information. So anybody can do it.
Wonderful, wonderful. And continuing with the idea of community and outreach, I know you've received a number of awards. And how have you kind of stayed in contact with people you've met at those kind of award ceremonies and other things like that?
Yeah, I've met a lot of great people. You're one of them. That was pretty fun, and I think it was last year, 2019, and in Washington D.C., the Prudential Spirit of Community Awards, and that was fantastic to meet so many young people like you that are making a difference in the world. But it's been fun to travel around and to all of those locations. But it's really great to hear all of the amazing people that are making a difference in the world. But it's good to see, and it's good to see the progress. With your project, good to see your progress, but it's fun to see, and I enjoy speaking with other people that are making a difference.
Excellent. And how can the world keep up with the Ability app and keep up with Alex Knoll?
Sure. Well, you can go to my website. You can check on the progress of it as it goes along. We've got a lot of blog posts on there and a lot of information that we're putting up all of the time. So you can check up there. You can follow the Ability app and myself on social media. But yeah, we're making some good progress. We've got a lot of great feedback and people are excited about using the app.
That's great to hear. We're so glad that you're doing the work you're doing, and we appreciate you coming on the show. Thank you so much for lending your time. Alex, you're an amazing young man, and I can't wait to share your story with the world. It's so great that we have this Ability app up and coming, and we cannot wait for our friends with different abilities to benefit from this and to really experience the things that they deserve to experience. Alex, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much for having me. Great to be with you.